Hi, hello, and welcome back to another sort of vloggy style type video. Yeah, I've decided to do one at long last. This is going to be a bit of an update type one to things that have been going on, and answering some questions I've been getting through my sort of Facebook account and things like that for my YouTube. First of all, the reason why I've not really been doing the vlogs that much is I've not had that much of interesting content to actually try and do a daily vlog or anything like that. It sort of took a bit of a suffer from that. Now, as for the other stuff like the vape reviews or the vape oil reviews, sorry, I don't do the mods because there's too many folk do them. The reason why they sort of died off a bit is a few multiple reasons. As it's not that I didn't want to do them, I actually really enjoyed doing them. It was a bit of fun. But finances came into it quite a bit, because obviously you've got to buy the oils, or I do anyway, I don't get sent any, I don't get given any. I had to buy the oils, and then obviously I liked having a drink with them, so I had to have the drink on top of that. And with the way my life was, I didn't really have the finances for doing that. So yeah, they sort of got tailed off a wee bit. And I do apologise for the camera sort of what looks like camera shake on the screen anyway. It's just me sort of swaying in the seat and the camera sort of tracking me. So yeah, they sort of died off a bit. Then when I was trying to get back into them, I had a right run of unlucky oils, if I'm honest. I had 3 or 4, and they weren't even worth doing a review on. The flavour wasn't there, they were nothing spectacular, and yeah, unfortunately they sort of got put in a drawer and forgot about it. I was trying to let them mature a wee bit more, and it just never really happened. Speak of which, I've actually got one in the drawer trying to mature just now. So yeah, I am hoping that's going to come back relatively soon, like within the next sort of month, 2 months. I'm hoping to be a bit better place to start doing them again. I did keep doing the AOB boxes, but yeah, even them, folk have sort of been asking why I've been doing them. Is had a bit of bad luck with them as well. Not anything to do really with the guys that run AOB. It was one box got delivered to the wrong place, and Royal Mail weren't really forthcoming with the information about where it was, things like that, and I eventually found it. By sheer luck, somebody told me about it. And then, like 2 days later, my next box arrived, and I had to do all that and upload them and things like that. It seemed to cause a wee bit of confusion for some of my viewers, but that's all that was. But the other thing with that is, I've been doing them just over 3.5 years, I think. Like the AOB boxes, then I started doing the patch clubs when they were launched. And unfortunately, it seems they don't seem to have a lot of traction with viewers, which is a bit disheartening, if I'm honest. Because I've been doing them that long, and you're lucky if you get maybe 20 views, 30 views in a couple of months with them. And then there's other folks started doing them, because as far as I'm aware, I was the original one doing the AOB boxes, and I still really enjoy them. Then other YouTubers have started doing it, and they seem to get like 100, 200 views on it, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting these views? Because I'm trying everything to get, my videos out there, and it doesn't seem to be working, but I'm not giving up with them yet anyway. But the other side is, folk have asked why I've not been doing like actual airsoft game videos. Well, again, that comes down to finances. I've just literally not had the finances to go out and actually get games and footage and things like that for it. But I am starting a new job tomorrow, or tomorrow from recording this bit of the video, because I think this is going to be turned into like segments, so there's going to be different bits to it. I start a new job tomorrow, and yeah, it's a bit of a thing to the system, because yeah, well, if you didn't know, I've not really sort of had a job in like umpteen years. I've been living on benefits, which is part of the problem to everything else with finances, things like that. So I eventually bit the bullet and went, I want a job, and thanks to somebody, hopefully they see this video, I'm not going to mention any names, they've helped me get this job, and yeah, I start tomorrow from this. So I think my vlogs a wee bit are going to go along the same lines as that, it's basically a transaction from living on benefits to having a job and things like that, and let's see if it works out as good as it should, hopefully. But neither here nor there. We'll soon see. So we'll leave this bit here just now because I don't want to sort of prattle on too much. But I'm going to start trying to do the sort of vloggy type videos again. So I'm going to say I've got a few ideas in mind I want to try to actually make these work and things like that, and I'll see what footage I can actually get from different places. You know, like going to work, coming from work, yada 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 yada, so on and so forth. Morning routine and all that. So yeah, hopefully, well, it's not so much morning routine, it's just going to be my routine of when I get up, things like that. So hopefully, yeah, things are going to pick up on the channel again, but I do have another side project on the go as well, with some other folks, so that's taking a bit of time. But looks like it's going to become tight on time for actually uploading and editing videos and all that, because it takes a lot to sort of edit a video together, if that makes sense, especially when you're having to use cheaper editors and things like that. Like, obviously you're on a budget, so you're going to be running like 2 or 3 editors, things like that. And when you sort of, the PC I've got, it does run them really quite well. But sometimes you're worrying that you're going to overload it with things and crap like that. But we'll see how it goes, so hopefully the channel will pick up a bit again. And if anyone's got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to upload this to me starting my new job though. So we'll take that as it comes. It might be the weekend after I start. It might be a fortnight, something like that, don't know. If I remember, I'll put it in the description below. But, well, I'll leave this bit here because it's almost at 8 minutes now already. Well, on my counter it'll be a bit shorter on YouTube after editing. But I'll leave this here just now, and until the next bit, ciao! Right, so welcome back to section 2 of this video. First of all, I want to apologise if the audio's a bit off, as I said in the first section, you know, like, this is getting done on like my old handheld camcorder type thing, it's not the big, you know, like good camera or anything like that. So if the audio's a bit off, I do apologise, I'll try and fix it and edit in and all that. But I just thought I'd do a wee, post, you know, it's nice lighting out there, things like that. Just because, like, today's like the first day of my new job, so yay. I'm already packed, ready to go, I've got my lunch made, got juice and that to drink, got my paperwork I need to take in and filled out. I'm actually going a wee bit early today because, like I said, I've been on benefits for a long time. This is one of the things one of the reasons I wanted to do this, is there was a lot of paper, well not a lot, but there's a bit of paperwork involved in doing this, and like I got sent home with me after my interview and that. I thought, yeah, no bother, you know, got my partner involved in helping filling it out, but some of it we're still not sure about, so I'm going to go in a wee bit early and speak to them and like go to the office and go, look, this is the problems I've got, can you help? And hopefully they will, so yeah. But the other side to this is, you know, a lot of people don't really seem to get, because I didn't even realise it, is going from benefits to work after you've been on benefits for a relatively long term, like I was, is really quite complicated, and they do not make it easy. Like, I was getting help with my rent, so I'm trying to sort that out, and it's like you phone up one place and they go phone this place, you phone that place, like, oh, you need to email us and you need to wait, and then when you get a response, they're like, alright, you've got a new job, you're like, yeah, you know, like, things are looking good. It's like, what's your weekly salary? We need to know this. It's like, well, I don't know, I've not had it yet, I'm making you aware I've got a job. You know, like, because they're asking you things like, that you're not going to have the answers to, or at least they've been asking me. And it's like, well, that's no good, see you later, bye. And it's like, well, hold on, yous are the ones that cause issues for us not making you aware of this. I'm trying to make you aware, and all of a sudden, you know, you're making it difficult for me to make you aware. I understand there's questions you have to know, but there's no room for, like, me asking you, you asking me type thing. It all seems to be, like, they want everything perfect, which makes it really, really quite difficult. You know, but as what it is, hopefully, I've made them aware as much as I can. I'm waiting for a few emails back and things like that, so hopefully that'll sort it out. But, yeah, so it's going to be interesting, you know, it's going to be quite a shock to the system, if that makes sense, you know. But yeah, it should be good. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm going to say it's overcast as hell outside, but it is roasting. I mean, me and Nico just been out a walk, you know, like just took him out his walk before I have to leave for work. And it's like I pulled my jacket on, which I'll not need at work, so I'm sort of wearing a bit more of a lightweight. I'm wearing my Black Boards t-shirt. I don't know if you can see it there, my Black Boards badge. You know, it's just really breathable. It's lightweight. It's lovely. It's really is a nice t-shirt. And I pulled my jacket on because I thought, oh, it looks a bit cold. By Christ, cold it's not. It is really quite warm. So I was trying to look at my computer. It's 13 degrees apparently outside. My computer tells me the temperature. It's like, really? 30? You're saying it's 13? I don't think so. I think it's a bit warmer than that. But my computer doesn't tell me the real feel, so God knows. So yeah, these are just going to be wee segments, and I'm going to say, like just now, hopefully if you've made it this far, you know, I apologise for the squeaking. My seat squeaks now. I don't know why, it's annoying, but it does. As I'm hoping to do, like, I can't remember if I said in section 1 because I actually recorded that yesterday. Like, there is going to be different cameras used in this. If you never know, this might be edited, clipped out because I might say in section 1, I don't want to keep repeating myself. But I'm going to try and use different cameras. I've got a few ideas rather than try to use this camera or my big, like, Canon to try and record in the, like, if I'm in the car for argument's sake, because the zoom on this, like the standard zoom, like it's like ×4 at its widest point, and you can't put a wide angled lens or anything else on it to help with that. You know, but that ×4 just makes it really, really difficult to record in the car. I mean, I've tried before, it's like you have to put it way over on the passenger side of the car and do it that way. But what I'm hoping to do is like try a few different things and have more of a face-on camera type thing. If I'm allowed, I'm going to look into the legal aspect of it because I don't want to get done for it. But yeah, I've been looking into that, so yeah, the camera and audio quality might differ through the videos, and if they do it, I apologise. If needs be, I'll just jump to using like one camera and one cam only and just stick to that, and yeah, it'll be a pain in the arse, but I'll do it. But yeah, that's about the size of it, I hate to say. For this section, you know, because like I said, I'm getting ready to go to work, things like that, you know, I need to leave shortly. Nico's lying down at the floor beside me, and there's not much to say really. I mean, except from, yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this. You know, I genuinely am. I'm looking right forward to having a new job and things like that, because I know some folk out there are like, yeah, I live on benefits, it's easy, I get paid for sitting on my arse, and they'll go out their way to stay that way. To be honest, I don't. I can see the point, the plus sides to it, and I can see the drawbacks to it. And personally, I feel the drawbacks outweigh the positives. Like, yeah, positive is you know what money you're going to get, basically. It's constant. Drawback is, if you want to go on holiday or something, you can't do anything really to make extra money. You've got to save like hell on it, where obviously with a job, you know, that money depends. As long as you go to work, you're getting the same money. But the drawback is you take a day off, you lose money. And then, obviously, you put in overtime, you get a bit more money, but there is tax and all that to consider as well. I mean, I'm sitting here going on as if I'm a pro. I don't actually know too much about this at the moment. Like, I'm just going off what folks say, but things are always dramatised. You know, and it's one of these things that's all new to me, so it's going to be interesting, you know, so yeah, wish me luck, please. I mean, I'm not going to say what I'm doing or where I'm doing it, anything like that, but it should be a good job. I mean, I was in for an interview, it seemed like a good place and all the rest of it. I mean, a lot of places doing you're in for an interview. But, like, the folk that were doing the interview and things like that, they seemed quite down to earth, you know, quite, you know, they weren't hoity-toity, if that makes sense. And even some of the workers I spoke to when I was there, they were saying to me, like, you know what, it's actually, they really enjoy working there, it's got its drawbacks, but they turned around and went, no, we really enjoy working here, you know, it's really good. Listen, I'm not going to say too much just now, and no, before anyone asks, I'm not working beside my partner, which may have made life a bit easier, but one of these ones, I don't really think that's a wise idea to work side by side with your partner. Some folk can do it, that's no problem. a lot of couples can't know because you don't get time apart from each other and you soon run out of things to talk about, really. You know, like, at least when me and my partner are in the house at night, we can say, oh, how was work? And she can tell me how her work was. And she can ask me, and I can go, oh, we done this, we done that, that happened today, yada, so on and so forth, you know. So you've got something to talk about at night, rather than, like, you can't, if you work in the same place, in the same, you know, like, area, you know, it's like, if something happens at work, you can talk about it to a degree, but you both know about that, if that makes sense to you, know, it's like, oh yeah, did you know so-and-so dropped this today? Yeah, I seen that, you know, like, he was a bit of an arse, he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing, then, you know, that's it type thing. You know, at least if you work separately, you know, like my partner can come home and go, oh, so-and-so done this today, how the hell did they manage that? You know, and then she goes, oh, they weren't paying attention, yada yada yada. It was a pain in the arse because we had this clean up to do after it, yada yada yada. You know, there's more conversation there. Anyway, this is just my 2 cents, I'm sort of rambling a bit. I don't want to ramble on too much. But no, I got up earlier and had my breakfast and that and sort of, you know, try to get me into a routine. I was up a bit earlier than I wanted to be, if I'm honest. I couldn't sleep. I woke up about an hour earlier than I wanted to. I was like, oh, shit. Excuse the language, I don't aim these at kids, these are just vlogs, you know. But, yeah, hopefully you'll get to see some, well, you'll see some more of the vlog and things like that. I have no idea how this is going to affect me, like, I'm going to try and do, like, a few, like, as you can see, it's the morning, I'm a bit up to, you know, like, no wound up like that, just a bit, yay, going for my new job today, can't wait to start. I'm going to try and do, like, an R section tonight when I come home, I'll probably, indeed, you know, I was up early and, oh, I was at work and, you know, things like that, but we'll see how it goes. I might come home and be, you know what, it was brilliant, it was great, nice to be back at work after so long. But, yeah, that's about it for this bit, and let's say I'm going to try and get back into my other playlists and that. So you might find on a Friday night when I get home and all the rest of it, I might start doing my late night lives again, a few beers, things like that, try and do my vape oil reviews. You know, because I think folk liked my sort of lives. There was only a small section, I only had like 4, maybe 5 people that were constantly there, but I think they enjoyed it. You know, because I never really held back on it, I said my piece, I'd have a laugh. I would say one of the drawbacks I had to my lives was people commenting on the videos. It's like I could start a subject, and I know I'm rambling again, but that's one of the problems to doing the lives, is I'd start a subject and I'd sort of be like, oh, so what have we all made of the weather today? It was quite bizarre, and nobody, on my screen, and nobody would reply, so it's like, oh, I'm sitting waiting, and I'd go into another subject of, like, for argument's sake, has anyone seen the fuel prices? You know, they're going skyrocketing now, things like that. Then somebody would go, yeah, it's been really strange, and it's like, because I'm having a few drinks, I'm sitting going, yeah, it's strange weather, and like, it is strange that the fuel prices have just skyrocketed all of a sudden. And they're like, no, I was replying to the other bit, and I'm going, what other bit? What are you on about? And what they're meaning is like, well, I was going about the weather being strange, they're replying to that, but I've got sidetracked into another conversation and totally lost track of the one about the weather. So that was one of the downsides. But anyway, I'm going to end this bit here because, you know, I don't want to ramble. This is going to turn into probably quite a long vlog anyway, but hopefully it's a vlog you enjoy, and if it is, I'll start doing them more often. I'm not saying I'm going to record every day, morning and night, things like that, but I will try and do a bit more in it and things like that. And if you're wondering, I've cracked out my coffee cup for going into work already, just in case you're wondering why I've got a cup like that. But yeah, so I'm going to call it an end to this bit here, and I'll probably see you later tonight. And yeah, let's head by time this is uploaded, I'm going to have a few days at work at least, maybe a week or a fortnight. So we'll take it from there, see how it goes, and hopefully I've got some alright content for yous. But let's head in section 1, I'm sure, just in case I didn't. Your feedback is a massive help to doing things like this. For not just me, for any YouTuber that's trying to get into the world, it's a really difficult thing to break into because there's so many folk doing it now. So even though you might not think putting a like on a video or a comment going, oh hi, how you doing, things like that, you might not think it's much, but thanks to YouTube's algorithms and all that, it actually helps my channel get out there a lot more. And you know, every single like, every single comment makes that difference, especially right now. And sorry, this is going back to like my rant about like the LB blocks, we're not getting many views on them and that. If you like and comment this video, it actually helps them as well. You know, they get promoted a bit to folk that like that type of thing on, like, maybe not you, but somebody you know might be interested in mystery boxes, so that might get promoted to them. You know, things like that, it really does help the smaller channels a lot. I mean, if you look at, like, some of the bigger YouTube channels out there, you know, that are getting 40,000 likes, 100,000 comments, things like that. Your like and your comment does make a difference, but not as much of a difference, because you're not even registering as 1% of their likes or their comments. But on my channel, if I get one like if when this video goes up, if there is not a like there and you hit that like button, you have just contributed 100% of the feedback on my video. You know, if there's a like on it already and you do that, if you like it or dislike it, there's 50%, you know. So the smaller the channel with the less likes and views on it, the more your likes and comments actually help. You know, I know that sounds really mad. I know you're thinking, well, it's only one like, how can it help that much? But when you start looking at percentages, you will notice they make a massive difference. But anyway, that's just a ramble because I'm up early, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm getting ready to go. But hopefully, you know, that makes sense to you all. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you in the next section, so stay tuned. And yeah, back again for another wee bit. And yeah, I might look a bit of a state because I'm really tired and just out of shower. But no, today was, well, this is like the night, my first day back at work, and yeah, it was good fun. To be honest, it was hard going. It was hot. It was long. But it was good, I will be honest, it was good. Again, I'm still using the same camera I was before, just sort of set up on a tripod at the side of my sort of computer, so yeah, hence a different view as well. But no, I just thought I'd jump on and just let you know how I actually got on for my first day at work, and it was a good day, if I'm honest. Not something I'd usually do, but I'm going to have a fag on camera, why not? So this segment's going to be really, really short because I'm really tired, you know. Got home, had my dinner, had a shower, done what I had to do for the night, and pretty much getting ready to go to bed. And I thought, you know what, I will jump on and do an RV segment to this, and why not for once? And yeah, it was quite interesting to be honest. I'm not going to say too much about what I'm doing or things like that yet, because it's a bit of a different job. You know, like I said, I've lived on benefits for quite a while, and it's nice to be back at work. Luckily the guy, well, where I'm working, everyone that works there, I was going to say the guys, but everyone that works there so far seems pretty good, quite friendly, you know. To be honest, it's not a job I'd recommend for everyone, if I'm honest, like the one I'm doing, but it is good going. It is, if it's your type of work, it's good, if that makes sense. Like I said, the folk that work there, they're quite good, you know. You can have a bit of a laugh with them, you can have a bit of chatter and things like that, and helps the day go past a bit quicker. I mean, I done quite a long day today, actually. Done a longer day than I was originally planning to do, but it was my choice at the end of the day, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go in and do as much as I can, and learn as much as I can about the job as quickly as I can, basically. And yeah, it was good, it was interesting to say the least. You know, it's an unusual one to sort of say, like, all of a sudden jumping back in and sort of into the deep end of doing a job and that, but you know what, I'm not going to complain about it. It's good, it's really hard going. I'm going to feel it tomorrow, I'm going to guarantee that. I mean, I'm already starting to feel it today, but the job I'm doing, there is quite a bit of heavy-ish lifting in it, I would say. You know, I wouldn't say the lifting on its own's heavy, but given the amount you do, it soon builds up, if that makes sense. You know, so you soon end up lifting a lot more than you first think you're going to be. But yeah, so interesting to say the least. I did enjoy today, if I'm honest. Let's say it's very strange getting back into a sort of work environment when you've not been in it for quite a while, and to be honest, it does make you feel better. You know that you're going out, you're doing these things. You know, it's all like official, above board, things like that. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know, you're not just sitting around waiting to get paid for sitting on your arse anymore. You're actually going out and doing something to earn the money. And there's nothing to stop you doing a bit of extra time and making a wee bit extra money. You know, which is quite good. And yeah, it was a bit unusual, you know, having to sort things out on my first day, like learning the ropes and how things work, things like that. And obviously with it being my first time back, there's paperwork and all that to deal with. And yeah, I will be honest and say that the sort of supervisors and that I dealt with today were really good at helping out with that and taking on board what I was saying and things like that. You know, there was a good bit of back and forth with everyone. So yeah, I'm going to say it was good. But yeah, I'll do another wee segment tomorrow and sort of say how I'm feeling, which is likely to be sore. And I've already said to my supervisor about that, you know, that I've not really done work like that in a long, long time. And to be fair, he took that on the chin and he sort of said, well, just do the best you can. And I think, to be honest, once I actually get back to doing it, and like tomorrow when I go in, yes, I'm going to be sore, but I think when I get going, I'll make it easier, if that makes sense. You know, get the muscles working again. I think them being static as I sleep is going to be what's lets them get sore, but when I get going, they're going to ease off. And yeah, we'll find out what tomorrow brings. So anyway, I'm going to call it an end there, because not that I promote it, but I'm having a fag again. Now I'm about to go and jump into bed and settle down for the night because it's late enough here. And yeah, like I said, this is just like a wee sort of segment video vlog type thing. And hopefully we get everything sorted out. And I will probably see you again tomorrow morning. And I'll probably be looking and sounding like a wee old man. Oh, I'm sore. But that's for tomorrow's problems. Right. See you tomorrow. Well, new day, new dollar, as they say. Obviously this is like the morning day to it, and I apologise because I'm sort of squinting because my backlight to this is actually in my living room window at the moment, and it's bloody bright out there for this time of morning. But no, to be fair, I'm actually going to be honest, I'm not as sore as I thought I was going to be. I'm not really that crippled. And Nico just knocked over a bottle of juice. If you wonder what the clunk was, if the camera picked up. But no, like I said, I'm not as sore as I thought I was going to be for all things considered, you know, which I'm quite surprised at. But yeah, maybe the hot shower last night helped me out. But no, to be fair, I'm up, I'm ready, bags pre-packed, I'm dressed for it, I'm ready to go to work again. I'm quite looking forward to this, to be honest, you know. I'll be interested to see what today brings, because obviously it's only my second day here. But we'll see what it brings. Listen, I'm not going to keep these sections too long. And I do apologise for smoking in like the last segment, but I was knackered. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get this recorded just before I go to bed. And yeah, there's no sign I promote. I wouldn't recommend smoking or anything like that. I do use the vapes to try and help myself cut down, but it is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, so day two, I'm up, dressed, ready to go, and not feeling too bad if I'm honest. But yeah, listen, these segments are going to be quite short, so I'm going to like try and just keep them that way, because like even though they're short, they'll soon mount up and make a longer video. And yeah, so you might notice I've no rings on my hands. That's because yesterday I was at work. I wouldn't say it was anything dangerous or anything like that, but with the work I'm doing, I just felt the rings get caught on things a couple of times, like not like at risk of ripping my finger off or anything like that, but I have heard of it happening, set jobs, things like that, and it's like, do I really want to take the risk of losing a finger? Not really. So until I'm a wee bit more comfortable and a wee bit more settled in at the job, I decide I'll take them off, just be safe rather than sorry. I know I keep saying this, but I'm not actually going to say too much about what I'm doing as yet, well, apart from being a factory worker in a rather hot factory. It's quite good actually, to be honest. It's something different. Like years ago I worked in a factory and it was blooming freezing, unless you're in like set points where they needed to have the heating on, where I think this place just naturally produces the heating, and you end up, the one thing I will say is like a lot of the guys have said, like, drink water, you will need it. I will say I noticed that yesterday as I took a big bottle of water with me. And yeah, it didn't even, this bottle, oh excuse me, even when I was doing like the long walks and cycling things like this bottle used to last me all day, no problem at all. Yeah, I had to refill it yesterday, like halfway through the shift, because I drank the water. I was sweating that much just because of the heat of the place. I know that's not a really nice image, see me all sweaty. But you know what, it was good. It's a proper wee workout, if I'm honest. So yeah. It's probably going to take me a wee while to get used to it, like this work, because it's using muscles I've not used in a while, and obviously even the muscles I do use a lot are getting a serious workout again. But to be fair, I'm enjoying it, and like even a couple of the guys yesterday were laughing, like one of my supervisors at one point came down, make sure it was alright, everything like that. Everything was working out okay, like being a new job, things, like, you're going to make mistakes, it's a new job. But he's sitting laughing at me saying, like, already got myself a wee routine going, like, doing set things, and he's like, bloody hell, most folk, like, wait until that's a lot lower before they, because there's like a machine we've got to keep filled up, and like, most folk wait until that's like a lot lower, then fill it up and complain about it. It's like, oh, personally I don't see the point, because then you end up with a whole load of downtime of just standing waiting for this bloody machine. So I was like, nah, I'll keep on top of it, because it's almost like a constant, it slowly empties it, like, pretty much constantly. So keep a wee eye on it every 5 minutes to go check on it, and you can usually give it a top up. So that's about the size of it for this morning. I'll probably try and do an RV section tonight and let you know how I am on my second night. But as I say, I'm trying to keep these really quite short, not letting them drag on too much. I know I keep repeating that. But at least this way, and at least using this camera, I can sort of do these updates without having to worry about my other camera and filming like the OB boxes or anything like that. It's not the greatest camera in the world. I am wanting to replace it, but hopefully when I get paid for work, I can actually go out and replace it with a decent one. So that's why I'm doing it on this one just now. And yeah, until the next wee bit. See yous. Right, so end of day 2. And yeah, bit of an interesting one. I'm going to apologise just now for the lighting. It's dark outside, so I've got no backlighting from outside tonight. And yeah, the lighting I've got's all from a lamp and things like that, so it is what it is, technically. But bit of an interesting day today. Woke up this morning and my partner's really quite unwell, so that was been on my mind a wee bit today, but it is what it is, I suppose. Work was quite interesting as well, if I'm honest. Not in a bad way, just interesting in the sort of fact that, sorry if you're wondering, I've decided to have a wee bottle of Brothers. To chill out for the night, basically. So work was quite interesting tonight. One of them machines where the work decided to totally screw itself up. So yeah, that that was interesting. Had me quite worried at one point that it was something I'd done, but apparently not. It's just something else decided to stop working properly and caused a bit of havoc. But it is what it is, I suppose. But did get my work top today, so yeah, I'm quite happy about that. And I now have, I can't remember if try that one again. Right, I've had one mouthful of beer, I'm already screwing up. Can't remember if I said in last night's video or this morning's, well, section. I keep saying videos because they're like different video clips to me. But obviously, if you're watching this, it'll all be put together into one video. No, I've now got myself a work locker as well, so that makes life a wee bit easier. Might sort out some more comfier footing to wear going into work and coming out eventually. But that does its job then out. So that's quite handy, it's good to know. But yeah, apart from a miserable ending of, as in the last sort of 10 minutes or so, that decide to absolutely bucket it down at work, you know. For those that don't know what that means, if you're abroad, it means rain like hell. But that can't be helped as British weather, or Scottish weather, should I say. But apart from that, it's been a really, really good night, good day at work. Good laughs to be had with people. You know, got to learn a couple of new things, so yeah, that's all good. Apart from the machine deciding to screw itself up, no real issues. So yeah, that's good. Still going through all of the training and that and all the rest of it. I'm now able to clock in when I go into work and clock out when I leave, so that's all the better. You know, rather than having to go up to the office and tell them that I'm there and then tell them when I'm leaving, you know, which is always interesting. I say it's always interesting, it's not really interesting, just takes me off the floor for 5-10 minutes rather than actually be at work. Yeah, it is a sort of factory job I've got, if I'm being honest with these, but I wouldn't say it's a bad factory job, it's a bit different. Not the type of place I ever really thought I'd work, but then again, never really knew about it until someone I know started a job in there. Then they told me they were looking to hire folk, and I decided, you know what, come off benefits and get a job. Which, yeah, was quite a turnaround, if I'm honest, something different. But it is what it is, I suppose, you know. Not everyone's wanting to spend their entire life on bloody benefits. You know, so I just want to actually do things, and I've been saying for quite a long time that I wanted to come off them, and yeah, I've now decided to bite the bullet and actually do it. So, hence why there's a vlog, you know, and if you are interested, I'll start doing a bit more. Might try and get a picture of me work uniform, because the factory I'm working is actually is cooking. It's a roasting place, and apparently it's going to get a lot hotter before it gets colder again. So yeah, we've got to do things like watch the machine's temperatures and all that, and just be careful. But it's not too bad, really. You know, I don't think I've had seen any of the machines overheat, but well, today there was two of them. There was one of mine decided just to pack in and stop doing its job properly, and so it's a lot. I had to do it at the most awkward bloody time, didn't it? You know, like, you know, just when it was awkward, it decided, yeah, now's the perfect time. And then right after that, when the sort of maintenance guy or the mechanic for it, whatever you want to call him, was looking at that, another one decided to set off its own alarms and shut itself down. So yeah, two machines a day went down that we know of, but apparently it happens. Not all the time, but apparently sometimes they just decide to have a wee hissy fit to themselves and stop working. So yeah, I will say the one thing I will say about the place is you do some amount of bloody walking. Excuse the language, but I don't really make these for kids to watch. So, yeah, you do some amount of walking, like, to be fair, well, by about halfway through my shift, I'd done about, well, God knows how far. 8 to 10 miles, something like that. Yeah, that's actual miles. And, yeah, that was about half my shift, 2/3 of my shift, something like that. So it's still had a fair bit to go, so yeah, that was interesting. But I will say I've been doing slightly longer shifts than normal, so yeah, I've been doing an extra 2 hours because I've may as well get the practice in and learn how to do it all, and what better way than to actually just do a wee bit extra time, get a wee bit extra practice in and a wee bit extra training. So yeah, and it's quite interesting. I keep saying it's an interesting job. I'm not one to say too much on my YouTube at the moment about it in case it all goes Pete Tong, which there's still the potential for it to do, but it is what it is, I suppose. But I don't really, at the moment, I don't see it going that way because I'm enjoying it, it's good fun. It's hard going, it is really hard going if I'm honest. Like, you're in really warm temperatures and the bit I'm doing's got a lot. I'm not saying it's just my bit, I don't know about everywhere, but there's quite a bit of heavy lifting on it, and at the moment, for me at least, it's a wee bit more awkward. Because I've not done all the training I need to do yet to make it a bit easier. And obviously I don't know, with only, try that again, with only being my second day, I don't know all the layout of everything exactly. But I am getting there, so yeah, it's quite interesting. Hopefully I'll have a few more, be able to tell you a wee bit more about it soon and tell you different things. But the one thing I will say is, yeah, you definitely need to drink a hell of a lot of water in this place. But again, they're really good that way, they don't mind you having your water bottle with you, and if you need to refill it, they're quite happy for you to go and do that. Some folk cope better with the higher temperatures than others, I guess. Mine's is just one of these ones. I'd sort of say I'm getting on sort of alright with it, sort of average, I dare say, especially for somebody that's not used to it. But I'll acclimatise eventually. And yeah, if you're wondering why I keep doing that with my arms, I'm sort of stretching them out. Because like I said, there's quite a bit of lifting and shifting and things like that in it, and jumping about, and well, not really jumping about, just moving about and things like that. So yeah, it's quite interesting. You never know, I might do a couple of segments when I'm actually on my breaks or that at work. Well, lunch break, something like that. Because I don't want to exactly be on a 10-minute break and have to try and, well, I don't want to say have to try, but try and record a segment and be and yeah, it just comes out all screwed up. Where my lunch will get a bit longer, so I could probably sit back and do a bit better if I'm honest with it. So yeah, not too much to say really. Apart from it's a bit of a miserable night and we've got to go and walk Nico and sort dinner out and things like that, so I'm probably going to cut this one short about there so I can go and get on. I've got home, done some dishes, done a wee bit of laundry, things like that. Just do what needs to be done. So yeah, I'm going to call it an end to this bit here, and I'll probably see you in the morning and see how I'm feeling, because like I said, I was really expecting to be quite crippled this morning, really stiff, really sore, and I was alright, so I'll see how I feel tomorrow and then let you know. And hopefully I feel alright like I do just now. And yeah, onwards and upwards. You'll probably see me in my uniform, well, my work sort of uniform tomorrow. You never know, you might not. I might keep you all in suspense for a bit longer. I doubt it though. But no, that's it for this bit. Go and get on. Sorry for the random jump cut. So, like I said, I'm going to go just now. you know, and make dinner, sort that out, make sure my partner's alright, and walk the dog, things like that, and get myself showered in into bed, because ain't nobody wants to see me in a shower. So see you tomorrow. And welcome back to day 3, I think it is. Yeah, I'm only doing a 4 day week this week. So I'm just getting out of the way now, just in case folk wonder. Like, tomorrow, like, whoa, today's the last day of my first week. I'm like, you've only done 4 days, what the hell? Yeah, I'm only doing 4 today, and the sun is really bright there, and yeah, wearing my work uniform. So yeah, I'm actually doing not as good as I was yesterday, I'm a bit stiff today, but still doing alright, still doing not too bad, still looking forward to work. And I figured out why when I do this, when I sort of rotate my seat, why it's tracking me, or why the camera looks like it's moving. I think it's the image stabilisation and face tracking crap that's on the cameras doing it. So I do apologise. It doesn't take much for it to actually, well, look like it's moving around on the screen. We'll need to see how it is when I actually think me. And yeah, my hair's tied back, so it's not all over the place. But yeah, so like I was saying, today's day 3, and yeah, a wee bit stiff, but not too bad. And yeah, I'm still gonna make my lunch and that up, so I'm not gonna make this too long. So that's the thing, I don't always know what to say in these, you know. Like, I'm just doing like an update because, listen, I've been on benefits for a long time and I've gone back to work. So yeah, good news, got my watch sort of fixed with a wee bandy bit there. It snapped. Not yesterday, the night before, and yesterday at work it kept falling off, so managed to get something else on it. Hopefully that holds up and stops my watch falling off. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I try to keep track of how far I walk and all that crap when I'm at work. And that's Nico, if you can hear him off to the side, he's wondering what the hell I'm doing. Well, my partner's still not feeling 100%, so she's taking the day off work again. And here comes Nico, if he gets on camera. He just gets there in there. So yeah, she's taking the day off work again, so that's a good thing, you know, like, wanting to get healthy again, because, yeah, what was wrong with her, you couldn't really go to work, and because she works in Tesco distribution and beside the foods and things like that, yeah, it makes it a bit more dodgy, should I say. Nico's a good sniff at the new top. But yeah, so in my new job, like, I get paid weekly, so that's interesting, but I've got to wait a fortnight before I get my first wage, so although I've worked this week, I don't get paid I get paid a week today, I think it is. Yeah, it'll be a week today, because today's payday for everyone else, and yeah, I'm not getting paid, so yeah, that's next. A week today I get paid, so that'll be interesting. And yeah, it's just normal. You've always got like a lie week or a fortnight or a month at work, depending on what your pay is. You've always got that lie time. So yeah, this is like me into my lie week now, essentially, sort of, in a way. Like, tomorrow's like the official first day of my lie week, I think. I don't know, it depends how you look at it, really. Because you could look at today, because today's maybe payday and I'm not getting paid till a week today, you know. It's like, oh, today's your first day, or you could see it's tomorrow's the first day. But yeah, so I should normally get paid like today, which obviously you don't know is on camera's a Thursday, because like depends when I actually get this uploaded, which I'm going to try and do this weekend, I think. I think I'm going to try and get it up this weekend, but no guarantees. So, hey, there we go. If I don't, I apologise, and I've already been paid. But yeah, it's quite good if I'm honest, you know, I'm enjoying the work, things like that. It's quite weird because I know a lot of folk, like, have said, oh, like, even folk I've spoke to at work went, oh, why have you came off benefits, you know, like, it seems like a good life. Well, yeah, it can be, you know, like, in a way, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, it was terrible all the time, but it's good in its own way because you're sort of getting paid for not doing anything. You know, if folk are wondering, I do have a disability, but I'm not going to go into that here. Uh, so it's good in its own way because, like, obviously, you're you can sit in the house all day and you get paid for it and things like that. But it does become really quite boring because, like I said in one of the other sections, you don't get the greatest amount of money. I mean, some folk do get a hell of a lot, like depending on their disability, but I wasn't getting that much. I was like, well, you know what, I would be better off going out and working, hopefully. I do mean hopefully I'll be better off out working, like financially. Uh, I mean, mentally and physically, I think I'm going to be a good bit better off, if that makes sense. Like instead of just sitting in the house all the time and try to watch what I'm spending. And I said this in one of my other videos, or in one of the other segments, sorry. And I was like, even like trying to do my vape reviews was difficult because I had to try and like judge money and put it here, there, and everywhere, and with bills rising, that was, I mean, it was screwed before bills went up, and then, like, with the price of fuel going up alone, sort of screwed that up, and then gas and electric went through the bloody roof. So that made it well and truly screwed for doing. So, it's what I found is, on benefits, like, it didn't really seem to last a week with bills and things like that. So it was like, you know what, well, it is what it is type thing. So I'm hoping financially I'm going to be better off working. And already, like, being out the house, a bit, like, every day and actually seeing people and doing some work is, I'm already feeling better that way, like, mentally and physically. Yeah, I'm saying I'm stiff and things like that, but I'm using muscles I'm not used in, like, a long, long time, and so they're a bit sore, they've got a shock to the system, but I'm feeling better for it, I'm feeling mentally better for it, more upbeat, more like, I've got something to do, I've got a purpose to go out, Like, I actually get up, instead of sleeping half the day because I've got nothing better to do, I'm getting up early in the morning, which, well, early for me anyway, not early to some people, and, like, early for me, and it's like, I'm enjoying getting up, have a reason to be up early, get out the door, get to work. And, like I said, like the guys I'm working with, or the people I'm working with, everyone that I've dealt with has been brand new, they've been really good, it's like really helpful, understanding the fact they am new, so it's like, they've been there months or years, and so they know what they're bloody doing. Where it's like, they're saying something to me, it's like, oh, we need this, we need, like, there was one last night, a boy said to me, we need like 5 black, 10 white and 2 yellow, and I'm saying, look, what the hell are you on about? But it was a mix of stuff, it's like 5 kilo black, 10 kilo white and 2 kilo of yellow. I was like, alright, fine, like, well, what the hell am I doing? And he was like, oh, I sort of like brain fart type time for him. He was like, you're new, you don't know these things, come with me. And I was like, he was sort of showing me how, like, what to do, which I didn't mind doing, it gave me something to do, especially when my machine went down. And then, like, my supervisor came up and he was like, I need you to come and do this with me. And I was like, no bother, like, I'll come and do it. And, it was just paperwork because I'm new. And so I went and done that. So I still didn't get know what the mixes were that great. I know they're kilos, but I don't know where everything is. But, nah, man, like, the guy that was showing me how to do it, he was like, no, you've got to go and do that, don't worry about it. And then, like, one of the guys that works beside me, like, I left last night, and I was driving down the road, and only maybe like half a mile for the work, because I'm not going into detail to why I was like, I left a bit later. I mean, it wasn't anything bad, but just boring. Basically, there's a guy who lives just up the road from me that works flying me. I thought I was getting him a lift home last night, but he had to go somewhere else, and when we have to go do paperwork towards the end of the shift, we sort of lost track of each other, and he had to go, and then it was like, managed to find him on Facebook. I was like, hey, where are you? He was like, oh, I've been trying to find you, like, I've had to leave. I was like, right, fine, so I left. And basically, I see another guy I worked with walking down the road, and it was quite a miserable night last night. I mean, I said in the last segment, like the last 10 minutes, I decided to piss down with rain basically, and driving down the road, I seen this guy walking down the road, and he lives about maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles away. It's not a long walk. But in the weather, I was like, you know what, nah. I found a place to turn around, so I done that, went back, picked him up. I was like, look, get in, I'll give you a lift down the road. And, you know, that's just the way the place seems to be. I mean, the guy I done that for last night, that's the last 2 days, like, there's parts I can't do in the section that I'm in. And I sort of, like, I knew him a wee bit from before I started working there, because he knows other folk I know, and I've met him a couple of times. I sort of seen him, like, I was looking for a help on my first day, like, to sort things out, and, like, somebody took me to him, he's like, look, he can sort you out. I was like, brilliant, so I spoke to him, he's like, right, no problem, give me 5 minutes, I'll come and do it. Then every now and again he was coming up, going, you alright, you good, do you need me again? I was like, no, I'm alright now, and he's like, look, see when you do, try and give me about 5 minutes, come and tell me, I'll sort you out. He went, I'll either come straight up if I can, or I'll be 5 minutes. Brilliant. So he's done that the last 2 days, because one of the guys that's training me, he can do all this, you know, like he's all trained up, but he's been leaving a bit earlier, so when he leaves, there's obviously bits I can't do. Well, I physically can't do them, I'm just not covered to them, and I'd probably get fired on the spot if I did without the training. I'm saying that like air quotes training, but you know what I mean, like every job you have to do training for set bits. So like the last 2 days, this guy's been really good, like coming up, helping me out, getting it sorted out straight away. And then obviously, my machine went down yesterday and it was like, that's crap. But apparently it's just one of these things the machines do every now and again, they just decide, I'm not working for you no more. If you're wondering watch the times, I'm still walking equal that and actually get to work and make my lunch. So I'm going to keep this segment relatively short again, because like this videos will be quite long already. I mean, I've still got at least 3 more segments to do for it, and yeah, it's going to be about, I'm going to dare say like half an hour, 40 minutes already, if not a wee bit longer. So it's going to be quite a long vlog, but yeah. Unfortunately with work, I really don't see me being able to do these daily unless I do YouTube shorts, which I've not really done, so could get interesting. I mean, I could do them, but then I turn into an antisocial bastard at work, excuse the language, because I need to go out to my car and record them and then upload them and this, that, the next time, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to call it into this bit here and go get on, like, do things like walk the dog and finish getting ready for work, so I can actually get out the door and at work on time, because, well, let's be honest, when I want to be late, well, especially in the first week, you don't want to be late, because that's one thing I have been told, is these guys really don't take kindly to being late all the time. So you better be in there a wee bit early, clocking in and all the rest of it, and then heading off, you know, well, not heading off, then, like, getting in, clocking in, and then doing what you've got to do. If you've got an issue, like, if you need to speak to a manager or that, or a supervisor, clock in before you do it. Like, don't go, alright, I'm going to speak to them, unless it's something to do with clocking in. You know, because the big bosses get a bit tetchy about it. Apparently. I'm saying apparently, like, obviously, today's like my 3rd day, I've not had any dealings with them yet, really, except the big boss was showing some new customer, well, I think it was the big boss, can't guarantee it, was showing some new customer around yesterday for the products we make, and I didn't really have any words with him except from, excuse me, can I get in there? I was like, yeah, sure, no bother. I was dealing with one of the machines, and he was showing the customer, and then he was like, thanks, and then puddled off with this customer. I was like, alright, see you later. No idea who you are, I'm just guessing that's the big boss or something like that. Sort of fits the description of what I've been told about him, but not guaranteeing it is him. So anyway, I'm going to go and finish getting ready for work, and do what I've got to do and get going. And I'll probably jump on tonight again, hopefully I'll have some alright lighting for it, and I'll see you then. So, cheery bye! And welcome to the end of day 3. Giant somebody's missed me. He's not left me in peace since I got home basically, and he's way down. But well, I would safely say I'm starting to feel it now a wee bit, you know, but there again, I'm, I'm doing a hell of a lot more walking every day and a hell of a lot more lifting than I used to do. And what you'd class as a normal day for me beforehand, but yeah, that's what it is, if that makes sense. But no, in all honesty, I'm still really enjoying the work. And yeah, I'm trying to think what to say really. Like, it's, the heat's getting to me a wee bit. The heat was pretty hard today because, like, where I'm working, it has got really hot inside. It's like basically what I imagine, like, there's three or four at least four, maybe five big ovens in there, you know. And let's say it's a sort of warehouse I work in, sort of factory type thing, call it what you want. And there's like, let's say there's like five of these big ovens going, we'll say four, just for argument's sake. Not 100% sure. And obviously we're sort of in spring, summer type time, and the heat already outside is really quite warm, so inside it's sweltering hot. But it does bring me to a point of, you know, it's amazing what wee differences can make to your attitude and things like that. Like, although like I'm starting to feel like the work of that through the week is I'm going to bed at sort of a decent time, getting up earlier, and I'm actually really enjoying it. To be fair, I thought I'd hate it and I'd be getting up and can't be arsed, but no, I'm actually getting up in the morning. And it's like, yeah, right, let's go, right. Need to get up, need to get ready. I mean, yeah, it's still early days, so there's still like that honeymoon period at the moment, if I'm honest with these. But I am getting there and I'm really quite enjoying the work. I've not managed to do any sort of vlogs when I'm at work, if that makes sense. I'm not recording anything else from there, because I'm trying to take the time to sort of like learn the job, if that makes sense. Like, just how things work in general, and yeah, it's been quite good. You know, I'm only doing a 4 day week this week, but I think, you know, because I've been putting a wee bit extra time, it's going to average itself out to nearly normal sort of work hours, if that makes sense. You know, like, I think we're meant to do 40 hours a week, and if I've worked things out right, I'm going to be doing 39. That's only till tomorrow night, you know, so I've only really lost an hour instead of a full day, but that's just the way it goes. You know, I'm quite happy about that, you know, that I've only really lost an hour. Maybe, we'll say 2 hours at most, so that's good, but I'm really trying to take the chance to learn how things go and different things like that, you know, just keep everything, well, keep on top of everything. And I've now got a copy of my contract, I've had to sign that and obviously hand it in. You know, I'm really enjoying the job, you know. The one thing I'm going to find weird is on a Friday normally it's not going to matter so much tomorrow because I'm going in earlier for training and things like that. But on a normal Friday you start and finish an hour earlier than you do the rest of the week. So that's going to be one to keep an eye out on and things like that, and try and remember that. But it is what it is, and like I said, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. You know, a few teething problems, like, if I'm honest, like where I am, I've been finding like my vape's getting fully crap and things like that, but I might have a solution to that, so I'm hoping I do. If I do, I'm hoping, like, folk that I know and even folk I'm working beside, they've got the same complaints about using the vapes at work, filling with crap. I'm hoping that I can sort of help them out a bit. And, you know, yeah, this is my mouth long bit. You know, and hopefully it's, even if it's not something I use every day or all the time, hopefully it's something they go, oh, that's a good idea, that could work. Like, help me help, you know, like, thanks for the advice. But I'm not going to go out and go, oh, well, I've thought of this, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse, but it's going to be worth giving a try anyway. So, we'll see how it goes. But like I say, I'm trying to keep these really quite short so the video doesn't go too long. And I'm absolutely knackered tonight, if I'm honest. Because they are relatively long days, to be brutally honest with you. I mean, like I said, I'm doing like 10-hour shifts now, basically. Well, that's what I've been doing. I think it's only 9 tomorrow, which will be quite nice. Then off at the weekend, and I've got something planned. Well, something to do at the weekend, but nothing too bad. That's if it all comes together. But that's not to say if there's overtime offered, I wouldn't take it, to be fair. Because again, it'd be quite interesting to try and get through as much as I can, and I'll be honest, I'm really enjoying the work. So it's worth doing, you know. I mean, I know it's going to sound weird because I've only been there like 3 days, but the sort of stiffness I'm feeling it's a good sort of stiffness, if that makes sense. It's basically muscles I've not used as much in a long time are now getting a workout again, and you know, I used to do a lot of cycling. You know, it's the same sort of stiffness I used to get from that after doing a decent jaunt on that. So yeah, I'm really sort of going to say that my fitness is going to improve in here, and just things like that. You know, unless I'm drinking a lot more water, you really sort of should in this place. You know, it's really warm, and yeah, so that's about the size of it at the moment. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and ramble on too much more because you're probably going to get sick of it quite quickly, if I'm honest. But no, that's the size of it. You know, for today anyway. You know, end of day 3. You know, I'm starting to feel sore. My dogs are barking, as they used to say. My calves are mooing. See if you can figure that one out in the comments. And yeah, I suppose I'll be back in the morning. And yeah, I know I've probably said this like 20 times already, but the camera view's always going to stay the same now because I've just got my tripod set up and it's just sitting there. But yeah, I'm just going to take it as it is, and I'll be back in the morning, let you know how I feel then, let you know if I'm stiff and sore, or if I'm actually going to get up and be alright again. I'm hoping I'm going to be alright, but if I'm stiff, well, not a couple of paracetamol can solve and get us on the move, you know. So anyway, gym cut. Why, it's the next day. And yeah, sorry for the random jump cut, but unfortunately I can't pass time that quickly. So yeah, this is with a lot at the minute. Yeah, so it's like Friday morning now, and I'm up again, I'm ready to go, more or less. Still got a couple of things to do just before I head out to work, but yeah, I'm pretty much good to go, so all set, sorted, all the rest of it. And what can I say except, yay. I'm not too stiff, surprisingly. I'm quite actually easy ozy. Happy laddie, as they say. Having my morning coffee, which is always a bonus when you've got work. Well, for me it is. And yeah, so I know it sounds weird, it's like it becomes quite what do you actually say in these, but I'm quite happy, you know, like up ready to go, all the rest of it. So I've catching up. The thing is like obviously the work I'm sort of having a catch up with the Johnny Depp trail in the morning, so that's good, that's handy. I mean the one good thing is like obviously I'm a bit of an earlier start just now at work. I think I said this. Like for training and all that, so yeah. It'll be a wee bit easier once I'm past the training phase and all that and I'm actually into just work, if that makes sense. So, yeah. But, what can I say, except I'm actually, like, really quite surprised I'm not too sore or anything like that, because there is a hell of a lot of lifting and shifting in this job, and, well, I'm one of these ones that when I'm doing something, I like to do it properly. I don't like being half-assed, if that makes sense. So, yeah, you know, it's like one of the machines I work on, and here comes an ego. One of the machines I'm working on, sort of, you know, you've got to keep feeding it. And yeah, I don't like my feeder getting too low. I don't like it getting low at all. I like to keep it topped up, like full, which is quite good, you know. And yeah, to be fair, like even my supervisor was saying yesterday, you know, the numbers I'm putting out are pretty decent. They're pretty decent for somebody that's been doing the job a while, you know, like the guy that's training me in the machine. Never mind somebody that's just started, so yeah, that's quite good. Still got a few questions I want to ask about the place, like, but again, not going to go into them here. Uh, yeah, and it's a good wee job, like, good wee number. I mean, obviously getting in there straight away, getting fired in's all good in that, and yeah, we're still in this sort of honeymoon period just now, as you might call it, or the excitement of a new job and all the rest of it. But I'm going to keep the vlogs going, I think, and try and do like daily vlogs and that. The one thing I will say is the time I start at, there seems to be some idiotic bloody drivers out there. Like, I mean, yesterday I had 3 or 4 of them that just they don't seem to know how roads bloody work. I know some of you are going to go, well, how do you know it's them and not you? Well, yeah, like, you don't pull out a junction in front of some like oncoming vehicles and then stop halfway across the road as if like they're in the wrong for driving down the road. But I suppose that is what it is, if that makes sense. You know, they're all going to be out there. They're always going to be there. They're always going to be doing their stupid crap. But I'm hoping at some point to sort of like try and get a camera for the car, or a better camera for recording in the car. We'll see how it goes. And yes, I am looking at upgrading the camera I'm using just now as well, because if I'm going to keep doing these, I want to try and have something a bit decent for doing them. But we'll take it as it comes, if that makes sense. I just dropped my cup on, well, didn't drop my cup, just nearly dropped my cup on top of my vape, but seems all good. Still working. So yeah, it's all good, all interesting, you know. And like I said, I'm enjoying getting up earlier in the mornings and like sort of watching the world come to life a bit. I mean, the time I'm actually getting up at, a lot of the world's awake, but I'm enjoying getting up and then seeing what parts of the world aren't awake, getting up. It's quite interesting to say the least, and tell you the funny thing is, I keep getting strange looks off folk, because like, although the weather is heating up just now, where I work is really hot. I mean, I've said this in previous bits that there's like 4 or 5 big ovens, something like that, so it's really hot. Recommended that you wear sort of shorts and things like that. I mean, even my work top, if you can see that, is just a t-shirt. And it's a lightweight thing, so that's quite good. But it's like when you're having to go to the shop and that in the morning, and all the rest of it, and you know, you've got everybody's sort of like got their jackets on and things like that, and you're just walking about in a t-shirt and shorts. It's like, oh, you feeling the heat? It's like, well, yeah, I am actually. Can't obviously say like, well, I could say it, I just don't say, oh, I do this for work, because it's none of their business really. But yeah, that's the long and the short of it. And to be fair, yeah, I'm one of these ones that I've said that to folk as well in the past. You see them walking about in shorts and a t-shirt in the snow and that, oh, somebody's feeling the heat. And it seems strange that I'm on the receiving end of it. So, yeah. That's it, not too much to say. I'm hoping if there's no overtime this weekend, which I've not been told there is, so I don't think there is at the moment, but let's say I'm just new, so I don't really know how the overtime works in this place. Like, if you get told on the Friday, which would be today, or if it comes up, like, say on a Thursday, which would be yesterday, I don't know. Well, don't know yet, but I'll get that. So, if there's no overtime, then I'm hoping to get this video actually edited and uploaded by about the 21st, 22nd. So, if it's later than that, if it's like the 25th, 26th, or later than that even, then something stopped me getting it uploaded, because obviously you've got all these sections. I'm going to do that, then sound editing, because the mic on this camera, it seems to pick up random noises in the background. I don't know if it's noises from the camera itself working or what, but it seems to pick up random noises. So I'm going to do sound editing and all that, and try and make sure all the these segments, like when I'm talking to the camera, like they're balanced out a bit. You know, and but on a good bit of good news is my partner's feeling a good bit better today, so she's going to work as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. But that's it. I'm not going to let these ramble on for too long because they soon mount up and the videos become really long and really boring. And let's be honest, me sitting here rambling on about work and how I'm feeling is not the most interesting thing in the world. Well, up no. The new vape oil I've got, which is, I think it's, well, I know it's Iron Brew, but is it seriously soda or something like that? I don't quote me on that. I'll try and get the bottle out and show you in the next segment, which will be Friday night segment. It's really quite nice. It's, when I started vaping it, it was like, not as much flavour as I thought it was going to have, but now that it's got through the coil properly, oh, it is nice. So I might try and do a review on that. Might try and do a review on that. Well, I will try, it just might be successful, I might not be. Because I've got a couple of plans for this weekend as well. I've got sun planned and things like that, so yeah. Take as it comes. I'm going to end this bit here. So there's going to be another random jump cut in a second. And I'll probably try and jump on tonight and do a wee bit of a longer section depending how tired I am. Because, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of heavy lifting in my work. I do come home and pretty bloody knackered at times. Because I'm not used to all this. But, yeah, I'm going to jump now, as they say. And I'll come on tonight and try and do a segment. And, yeah, take it from there. So, jump cut. So... let's sort this out slightly. 3, 2, 1, go. And welcome back to day 4's night segment, which is obviously Friday night. You know, it's pretty late on Friday night, if I'm honest. A lot later than I meant it to be. But like I say, I've been quite busy tonight, you know, catching up with people and things like that, because, like I said, I've came off benefits after a long time and started work, and I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. Yeah, it's still the honeymoon period, but I've still got a lot to do, if that makes sense. A lot of training left to do to get me up to where I should be. But all in all, I'm going to say it is an amazing job now. I mean, I've been having a good bit of banter with folk, good laugh, you know, as well as getting the work done. And my supervisor, as far as I can tell, is quite happy with how I'm doing it and things like that. Because, you know, I'm firing in, I'm getting my work done, and... you know, I'm showing that willingness, or I think I'm showing the willingness to, you know, I don't want to be a skiver, I don't want to be standing around doing the bare minimum, I'm wanting to keep going. Like, I'm always trying to learn type thing, you know, like, try and improve and try and get better at what I'm doing, and yeah, I know from a company's point of view, they're always... go see workers like that as an improvement over anything else. You know, those are always showing the eagerness and the willingness to just go and get the work done and not just do the minimum work, but actually try and improve on their own work, if that makes sense. Like, I don't just want to be like producing the same sort of rates that I am this time next month, you know, or the same in a year's time as I am from a month's time. I want to see improvements on that myself, and I want to keep going that way. Like, it's one of these things, obviously, when you're working at a factory with multiple machines running and multiple people doing different jobs, is you see things And yeah, you can see somebody that's having an issue, they might be struggling with something, and it's like, you can offer them help, and then they're going to sort of say, hey, thanks, but no thanks, you're not trained for that, or, you know, you need to do this bit of training to help out, have you done that? And it's like, you're having to go, well, I've not, but it doesn't look that dangerous, you know, but it's not worth their health and safety risks, really. If you get hurt doing that and you're not trained, then it's them at fault. You know, where if you've been trained and you're doing it properly and you get hurt, then there's a problem there that should have been avoided. But then sometimes it's like you see somebody struggle to do their work, like, well, my machines I've got to keep topped up, you know, I've got to make sure that's got stuff to keep it running all the time, you know. And when it's full, it takes about half an hour, 45 minutes to empty that. So I can see somebody that's maybe try to do something, you know, they could really do an extra set of hands just helping them out. Like, there was the other day, I was watching a guy, I wasn't watching, I was talking to him, and he was trying to do like 3 things at once. He was trying, you know, he was sort of trying to be in multiple places at the one time, and yeah, they were only like 5-6 foot apart, but when you're having to concentrate on one job, but you need to be someone else to another part to do the job you're trying to do, you know, it can be difficult. So sometimes if, you know, I knew I had that sort of half-hour window there, you know, my machines were all running, they were all good. I was sort of right up, like, can I help you, mate? And he was like, oh, would you mind, can you get me this, can you get me that? I wouldn't say he was taking the piss with it, because I could see he was sort of trying to do his work, he was trying to do it quite quickly, and, you know, I was like, yeah, sure, no bother, like, let's get this done. And so it was only took about 5 minutes, if that, to help him out. But you know what? That 5 minutes has helped him out a lot. That's probably just saved him 10-15 minutes in total, if that makes sense. Because instead of him having to stop what he's doing to go and do, like, get the stuff he's needing, or put stuff away, or whatever, you know, he can concentrate on the job he's doing, and I can walk, like, grab what he's needing, or put what he's needing away, no bother at all. You know, and it's stopping me from standing around doing nothing, waiting for my machine. It gives me something to do. You know, and then there you go, a wee while later, he's seen me moving stuff around, and I don't know if he had spare time or what, or if he was just trying to be nice. So he came up, he's like, can I help you with that? And I was like, well, if you want, you can, you know, but, like, not being big-headed, I was like, you don't need to, I've got this on, you know, everything's under control, everything's where it should be, but if you're looking for something to do, sure. And it was, like, basically just untying, like, 4 straps. And he turns around and went, you know what, yeah, I'll give you a hand. Which I did appreciate, I did say that to him. You know, because he helped me untie the 4 straps and then set up the next unit and strap that up. You know, it was appreciated. I'm not going to say otherwise, you know, so yeah, that type of thing's good, I think, you know, when you can have that with folk, and you can have that bit of give and take, you know, not just helping each other out, you know, like, when I was on, we'll call it my lunch break today, you know, my supervisor came into the canteen, there's like 3 or 4 of us sitting, having a bit of a chin wag, just general day-to-day stuff. And my supervisor said to me, can I ask you something? I went, yeah, sure, what is it? You know, like, I'm quite an easy Ozzy, you know, open book type of guy, you know, you can ask me something, I'll tell you the answer if I can. And he had seen me at one point, and there's like electrical hand tools, like electrical circular saws and drills and things like that lying about. Now, I'd already been told earlier in the week, like, oh, I'm personally not allowed to use any of the power tools at the moment because I've not been trained. But that's not to say that I'm not going to have to move them. which is what happened today. I was in my part of the factory, I was working away, and not that I was in the way, but right in front of one of my machines was a electric circular saw. And it's obviously one of the guys from our shift has left it there, that's where they like to use it. It's not where I like it to be. Personally I think it's in my way a wee bit. So I went to move it and they noticed when I picked it up. We're going to just use this coffee cup just now. So you imagine, like, that's how most folk pick up, they just grab it by the handle like that. Where I don't, I put my finger like that or like that on top of it. And he noticed that, and he went, "Can I ask where that is?" I was like, well, personally, like, the trigger would be sitting in here, like, above these three fingers, if you could say it right, and this finger would usually sit in there in front of it. And, well, if your finger's sitting there in front of the trigger, like, I've used these types of circular saws in the past, I've seen them fail, like, the safeties on them, usually not in a company like that, not in a factory, but it's usually in someone's house, they use it for DIY. As I said to him, like, the big problem with that is, I've seen these things fail, I've seen people, they pick them up, the fingers on the trigger, they squeeze that trigger a wee bit too hard, or they sneeze, or the saw moves in their hand, and the trigger gets pressed, and out the blue, that saw kicks on, and comes into life, because as far as it's concerned, that button's been pressed, it's doing its job. Where they've not deliberately pressed it, they've not gone to cut anything, so that saw's jammed to life to them out of the shop. As I said, that can cause issues because these things don't take prisoners, they're designed to go through wood or steel or whatever, and your flesh is probably going to be nothing to it. Your bones might give it a challenge, might not. And I went, that's why I like to keep my finger well away from it. That way, if that saw decides to kick in, something somewhere has failed. That's safe. I was like, "Can I ask why you're asking?" He went, I seen you earlier. He went, "I was going past and I seen you moving it." He went, "It was just something that caught my eye is the way you were holding it." He went, sort of had a look. He went, "But I was quite glad to see that, you're taking precautions." Because my fingers were kept well away from any safeties, that trigger should have been as safe could be. That button, call it what you want. I was like, well, as I said to him, I know I could use it, like, I've used a hell of a lot bigger circular saws than that in the past, but your health and safety deems I'm not trained on it, I've not passed your training for it, so, yeah, I ain't going to use it. So, I ain't going to leave it somewhere that's inconvenient for me either. I wanted to move it, just move it 5 foot. That's all it took for it to go from being in my way to out my way. But don't get me wrong, that brings me back to another bit that's a bit of a pain in the arse at work, is waiting to go through the training for that, because obviously there is times like I need to have something cut, and instead of being able to just go and get a saw and do it, I've got to then get somebody that's done the training for it, and then go to them, "Oh look, can you cut this for me, because I'm not trained." I get the point of health and safety, but it is a pain in the backside having to ask others to do part of your work for you. But then, it's like, I try and do give and take, like, I try and give and take a bit of a laugh with folk that can take it. I try and have a give and take way, like, helping other folk out, like, because folk help me, that I'm still going through training, so there's times I'm going to get things wrong, or I'm not going to be sure what to do, because first time being back at work in a long time. And yeah, the guys there, all of them seem quite willing to help if they're allowed, if they're trained up for it, they will do it, they will help out. So when I see one of the guys that work beside, and I've got 5-10 minutes I can spare out of what I'm doing, and I'm seeing a guy struggling or needing a hand, you know what, I go out and I offer them the help as well. I've seen me a couple of times, like, I've got that 10-15 minutes of, I don't want to say downtime, just like time where I've got a bit of spare time. I'll go out, I'll have a wee look round, I might have a wee wander, like, not too far from where I'm meant to be, like, stay close enough, but I'll have a wee look. If I see one of the guys struggling, you know, it's like, I will go over and go, here mate, can I help you with that, or you need a hand? And I've been told by a couple of them, like, they've asked if I've got the training to, like, for argument's sake, we'll go back to, like, use the circular saws. I'll go, I'm sorry, I'm not. And they're like, sorry, you can't help. You've got to have your training for this. You know, appreciate the offer. It's, fine, I understand it. It's all health and safety, ain't it? And then I've seen it a few times, it's like, I'll go up to somebody and go, can I give you a hand? And they'll go, yeah, you know, a hand would be brilliant right now. And, you know, it's going to make my life a lot easier. Like, there was one yesterday, the guy was like that, he was trying to do a job and he almost had to be 3 places at the one time to do this, you know, and do it properly. So having somebody else there that could do a bit of lifting and shifting and getting him stuff and putting stuff away for him was exactly what he needed. And then, you know, that job would maybe take him 15-20 minutes on his own. We done it in 5 minutes together because he could concentrate on what he had to do right in front of him, and anything he needed or anything he needed put away, I was there to do it. And you know what, it helped me as well, because man, I wasn't standing around doing nothing. But anyway, I'm going to bring an end to this segment here. I might try and record another bit in the morning, because that'll be Saturday morning. I'll try and finish this video. I've got a few things to do on Saturday, so I'll try and get this video done and uploaded, and let me know down in the comments if you want me to keep these sort of vlogs going, things like that. I need to see how much I can actually say on camera about where I'm working. Not that it's like top secret or anything, just some companies don't like you giving out too much information. And I don't particularly fancy getting my ass kicked for doing something I shouldn't do on camera in my first sort of few months there. Let's wait until, you know, I've got a bit of a time under my belt before I get in trouble, eh? But, nah, I'll try and do a segment in the morning, let you know how I feel, like, physically after my first week there, because I have to admit I'm a bit stiff tonight, like my legs are, my arms are a wee bit tired. But, you know what, it's a really good sort of stiffness. You know, it's a healthy stiffness, as I would call it. It's just because they're getting worked. That's the difference this time. So, yeah, I'll try and do a segment in the morning. If I don't manage it, I apologise, and I will try and get this video up this weekend. Just in case this is the last segment that gets done, I don't manage one in the morning. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more of these vlogs and what I could do to improve them, if you do. And yeah, so until next time, or until tomorrow morning, see yous. Right, hello and welcome to the last segment of this video. Right, just dead quickly, I am making this last segment because, like, I want to edit this and try to upload it for tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be up on Sunday the 22nd of May. Hopefully, if there is a God, or what it will be. I do apologise. If not, it will be up as and when it's up as. I apologise, I'm trying to get things done on my computer on the side of doing this. But, yeah, I said I was going to do a vlog type thing, and just to let you know how I'm getting on. Well, my feet are alright. My calves are stiff as hell. I had a bit of a longer sleep this morning. So, yeah, up a bit later than normal, so I'm doing these a bit later. I'm not long up, as you can tell. Still got my dressing going on, as we say here in Scotland. But, yeah, apart from my calves being a wee bit stiff, I'm actually doing alright, and I'm quite... you know, I'm quite happy. I'm in a good good sort of place mentally, apart from being absolutely roasting. I don't know what it is. I'm cooking like hell this morning. But yeah, I'm all good. I'm happy to go. Got a wee bit of running around to do today. I'm not going to film the running around because I've only got this camera or my big DLSR type thing. My photography camera, and I'm not setting any of them up in the car because this one's zoom is way too much. It zooms right in on your face and it just does not give a good POV for filming, and my other camera's too big to set up on the dash and all the rest of it. But in saying that, doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. If I am going to sort of try and do like daily vlogs and all the rest of it, you never know, I might give something a try, set something up in the car and see if we can use something else to record videos and take it from there. But, nah, this is just a wee segment, so I say, it's the end of this vlog, you know. So that's it for this one. I'm going to upload all this onto my computer, then try and edit it once I'm finished doing all my running around today and going out and doing what I need to do. And yeah, long story short, it's actually a really, really good day, you know. It's been a really good week. I've really enjoyed myself. Something I have decided is these vlogs aren't always going to be, yeah, this is brilliant, this is great. If I have issues at work, like if I have a bad day, whatever, I'm going to put them in as well and sort of say, oh, you know, this screwed up, that screwed up. You know, like, try and see what... Oh, I don't know what the company's like for actually uploading things, like saying, oh, this is what we do and all the rest of it, but I will put up something like, saying like, basically what happened without giving anything away, because I know like some companies, like when they do things like they build things and make things, some factories, the owners really don't like you giving away what goes on inside, like, but not for any other reason than, yeah, they've got to think of their competition out there. They might track it and go, oh, that's a better way of doing that than we do, and vice versa. But yeah, I'll take it as it comes. But that's just the way it is sometimes, really, you know. So I'll find a way of doing it. Sorry, beer tear in my mouth there. But yeah, it's been a really good week. I've really enjoyed it. I think I got to 38 hours out of my 40 hours after missing Monday. So yeah, only down 2 hours, which isn't too bad, really. You know, which I'm not going to complain at. But it is what it is, if that makes sense. And yeah, I was going to try and get up to the 40-hour mark, so I got my full weekly wage, but 2 hours short, that's not too bad. That's just because on Friday we shut down a wee bit early, so yeah, that could be classed as about normal, because it does, I got told that does happen, you know, on a Friday. Sometimes we shut down a wee bit early, which isn't too bad. But I suppose it is what it is, and I'm quite happy with that. You know, I got home a wee bit earlier, things like that. But I don't really know what to say this apart from, yeah, I'm doing really good, you know, I'm happy, let's say, I thought I'd be crippled this week, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to move, I don't want to go out anywhere, I don't want to do anything, but no, I'm actually up, it's like, yeah, I want to go up, I'm ready to go do something. I think the energy that my body's sort of doing, I need this energy for being at work is actually doing, it's sitting there now doing the, no work today, what do we do? So, yeah, I've got a few plans for today, a few things I want to go out and do, so here's hoping all that goes alright. So, anyway, if you watch this, like it, thank you very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've not already. For those that have and watch this, thank you very much. Don't forget your comments, your likes, things like that do make a huge difference on my channel, and obviously with smaller channels like mine, they make a bigger difference. But I'm not going to go prattling on about that, because like I said, this video will be really quite long already. If you made it to the end, well done, congratulations, and yeah, hit me up in the comments below, tell me you made it to the end. And let me know if there's anything else you would like to see. So, that's it for this vlog. Thank you very much again for watching. If I've done that, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're new here, go check out some other videos. And, yeah, you might enjoy them, hopefully you do. And, until next time, peace!